Hey guys, if you're working with a donkey that's hard to get the halter on, maybe they try to go away from you, nose, deep. That's what we're going to be working with today. So this is Elton. I think he's 9-ish, 9 years old, wild donkey. And I can halter him. I've even done a little bit of leading with him. But what I've noticed is that he's nervous. So I'm really going to be working on helping him be comfortable. Nose. He almost touched it, but he has to actually touch it. Deep. Now, if your donkey is like a little bit like pushy or bossy, that's Elton also. And along with like wanting to help be able to halter him with ease, I want to help build up his confidence. Neck, deep. And that pushiness is going to go away as he gets more training. Okay. So if you have one that is pushy and bossy, know that you're going to need to do more. Deep. Everything that I'm doing right now is to help him get used to movement around him. Because if he can't handle this movement around him, he's not going to handle putting the halter on very well. And with Elton, something that I've noticed is that he's more sensitive on his right side. And he gets a little bit of a defensive posturing when I'm on his right side. So that's something that we'll be working on also. Deet. All of this again to help him be comfortable. Now, do you have to do this forever? Absolutely not. Okay. We're helping him get comfortable with what the process is. And later on, I would not be doing this to get his halter on. Deet. Like Wild Donkey Off, for instance, we brought her home in 2023 in June. And it's been an awfully long time since I've done all these steps. So I do all these steps until they're confident. If they're not confident, I need to help them get confident. And then I stop doing these steps. Deet. Oh, do you see how he's thinking about going? I can just pause there and say, I see that you're nervous. Okay. I'm trying to help him know I'm not a predator. Now, right now I'm hanging onto the halter with one hand around his neck. I want to be able to pay him while I'm doing that because again, if I can't hang on to the halter and give him pay, he's not going to be okay sticking around for me to actually put the halter on. So we're going to do that again because he gets a little bit nervous. There we go. And we're just building up his confidence. Now I want him to put his nose into the halter, into the rope. Nose. And when I first start doing this, maybe they can't put their nose in it to get the oats. Like right now where I'm holding it, he has to put his nose through the halter to eat the pay. Now, if you have one that's really, really nervous, sometimes I put my hand through the halter for them to eat the oats. We'll see if he'll do this with where he has to stick his nose through. There, good job. He's thinking, there, good boy, good boy. That's another, just breaking all of this down into baby steps. Later on, again, we don't have to do all these baby steps because he's not nervous. Right now, we're helping him through his nervousness. He is donkey number 11 that I've worked with today out of 12. I have one more after him. I'm not asking anything yet because you can see how his head is like straight down. He's still chewing. So I'm just waiting for him to engage with me again. Nose. He's done eating, so I'm asking. Oh, I take it back. He's not done eating. Nose. Now, if you're curious about, doing this with versus without pay or food, I am starting on the members channel or the membership part I'm starting an experiment with training Nula with no oats and then training Nuda with oats. So we'll see how that affects their bravery and their willingness to trust us later on. So just this last time, he put his head or his nose into the halter. And right now he's really delaying, and I'm not going to make it easier for him right now because he just did it. Nose. This is him just processing. This is the donkey thinking time. There. Now you're thinking about it. You're kind of smelling the halter. He's deciding if it's safe, and now look at him put his nose in there. Okay, so not trying to push him more was really a big deal while he was thinking. Now you've done it with your nose in there twice, so this time we're going to try to put your nose in there. Oh, you're thinking you're going to have to go? Are you going to be okay with staying with me? I'm not going to tie it on this time, but I am going to get it onto his nose, and then I'm going to try to hang on to it and feed him, give him pay. What I'm looking for is that he's comfortable enough to just stand here and hang out with me while I pay him, and I'm hanging onto the halter just like I'm getting ready to tie it. And I like to break it down to this because sometimes we get to this point and then they get nervous. And what we want to do a lot is rush and hurry up and tie the halter on before they pull away. But I want his mind. I want him to be okay with every step of this process. So I would rather know that he's comfortable by pausing and taking the time to pay him right here than to rush. I don't want to rush to get his halter on. I want him to accept it. What we're really doing here is laying down a really good foundation. We want him to be comfortable and confident with everything that we're doing. I think that was just because I raised my arm some. Did you get scared? Did you get scared, Elton? I'm going to wait for him to come over to me. At least I think I am. So obviously he felt a little vulnerable right there when I had one arm beside him and one over top of his head or his neck. And then he kind of looked like I goosed him, but obviously I didn't. So he got scared. He ran forward a couple steps. And now I'm going to let him process and think about this. Right now, my goal is not to approach him. I'm going to let him process that. Oh, nothing bad happened. I don't know why I got scared. That's the conclusion I'm hoping he can come up with. I get asked a lot about how long does it take to gentle a donkey? And when I think of gentling, I think of them being able to do the basics: accept touch, accept a halter, lead, pick up their feet, and go into the trailer. Those are things we want every donkey to be able to do. And every donkey is so different for teaching this stuff, guys. He came to me. I'm going to walk away and release more pressure. Part of the reason that I'm doing this is just I want to get him back in the camera view for haltering him. So that way you guys can see what we're doing. Huh, Elton? Did you get scared? Huh? Did you get scared and you're not sure why? Do you feel silly when you get scared and you don't know why? Huh? Yeah, you're okay. You're totally okay. Why? Why? Let's try to get in front of this camera. Yeah, let's get in front of the camera. Nobody's going to be able to see what you're doing with where you're standing. Come on over here. There you go. Good job. I'm going to pay him for that because that's what I wanted him to do, was to follow me around like this. Here you go. Look. So even though he's coming towards me, he's still feeling a little nervous. And it's pretty windy out, guys. I'm just working in the barn and this pen in front of the barn because it's so windy out. I wasn't even able to keep my eyes open when I was trying to move animals around. I was trying to work with Nula and a pen that's over there, but the wind was just whipping through here, blowing all the dirt around. Are you ready to start again? Hmm? Nose, deep. All right, let's try this again. We're just going to pick back up where we were when he got scared. That's a good boy. That is a good boy. Yeah. Now, I think I moved my arm and that's what scared him. Nose. So I'll try to keep my arm really still. Later on, I would not try to keep my arm really still, but right now I'm trying to help build his confidence. So I'm not wanting to add extra stressors to him while I'm trying to get him confident enough to do something. I want him to do this because he chooses to do it and not because I've coerced him into doing it. I'm just trying to help him see that it's all safe and it's all good. It's all good. Nose. There, you're starting to think about it. You're moving your head around a little bit. Notice that his ears are not moving very much. He's really watching my arm above him. I saw some blinks there. And what I'm hoping is that he brings his head up to put his nose into the halter himself. We'll see if he can offer that. He has before, but because he's nervous, it's totally worth it to slow down to help him choose to do all of these things. We're building up his confidence and laying down a good foundation. There, you're starting to think about it more. That's good, buddy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're starting to think, oh, look at you thinking. You're a thinker, aren't you? Hi, you are a thinker. There's some donkeys wrestling on the other side of the panel from us. They're playing the famous I bite your leg, you bite my leg game. They do like that game. Now put your nose in there, buddy. That's what you got to do, and then I'll give you pay. Yeah, you put your nose in there, and I'll give you a giant mouthful of pay. It'll be really good. Yeah, it'll be really good. Good boy. Good. I'm going to help him here. Good boy. I got my hand just barely hanging on to this. I'm going to get a giant pay. Here you go. Here you go. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I paid him even though he was getting nervous. That was just kind of a judgment call. He was feeling like he had to go. Look at him blink a whole bunch there. And I'm saying, you know what? Don't leave. Stay with me. You're okay. You're really, that was a judgment call there. You don't always have to, but notice how he's sticking with me. That's good. Now let's have you put, I'm going to pay you for putting your nose in here again. I want to help him better understand. Nose. So right there, what I was paying him for was to stick with me. What I wanted to do was to pay him while I was hanging on to this, almost like I was haltering him, right? But instead, I kind of changed the question a little bit to help him succeed. We're always trying to find a way to help them succeed. I'm not trying to set him up to do something that's too scary that he can't do. I want him to be able to say yes and to accomplish each task. Now, can you see where if I had tried to force the halter on right there, if I tried to keep him with me and tie it, I would have escalated his emotions, and it can be really hard to catch them after we do that. So I want to set him up for it so that when I do it, he's good with it. Nose. Now, Alton, his personality is, he'll try to boss around other donkeys that aren't even in the panel or in the pen that he's in. So he views either he's really nervous or he thinks he's top dog. Maybe Lord Farquaad. I'm not sure which. But I expect all that stuff to go away when he has more confidence. Because even though he can kind of come across like Lord Farquaad, you can see he's also nervous. Did you see what happened right before before he took a step towards me? Nose. There you go. Yeah, put that on your nose. I want to do that one more time. I want to get him to get his nose in there better. Nose. This one's almost a little bit too small for him. This one is a colt size halter. Yep, you got to put your head in it. You got to put your nose in it, buddy. There you go. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're going to try to halter him again. I'm not going to try to tie it today. I'm going to try just to get him to be relaxed enough to put his nose in there and for me to pay him while I'm hanging on to it. Nose. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're going to get that pay for you. Big giant bite. Here you go. Good boy. I'm going to take it off. All right, we're going to call that a very good day for him. I love that we were able to end on the note of giving him pay while it was around him. That's going to be a really good spot to quit on for him. Once their halter broke, now you got something to work with. That's when you can start putting in the miles, leading and seeing how they handle in the real world. I'm running the 2026 Donkey Challenge. It's for people like you, like me, who want a forward, confident donkey on the trail, not just one that leads well in the pen. So, if you want to sign up, email me at Training Wild Bros. If it's something you're working towards, I'll put the details below in the description. These are the different prizes that you can decide to get after completing the challenge